I'm Mark Brain. My mates call me Brainy. Certainly not because I'm smart. I'm a commercial seafarer. Been going to sea for over 13 years now. Boats have been my life growing up. Love me boats since I was old enough to buy me first one, and I've been upgrading boats ever since. I love everything about the ocean. I love me fishing. I love me diving, game fishing, marlin fishing in particular. One of the favourites. I love cray diving, especially this time of the year. It's nice and flat, as you can see. It's been beautiful weather. We jumped in there and did a bit today, which was good. We really struggled today. Water was a bit dirty in the places we wanted to dive, and yeah, we just ended up winging it a bit. Yeah, from Ulladulla, a small little fishing town on the south coast of New South Wales. Yeah, born and bred. Lived in WA for 12 months in near Perth. Didn't really like it over there, so I come home and got a FIFO job. Best parts about our area is just the access we have to the ocean. We've got a great harbour. It doesn't matter sort of what the swell's doing, we can always get access. No bar crossing or anything. We've got a couple of good lake systems, a big river that flows nearby, and access to all the bush. And yeah, it's far enough away from the big cities that it doesn't get too hammered. It is getting more and more popular as time goes on, but yeah, it's pretty good at the moment still, especially through these quieter months through the year. Love getting out and fishing and doing me diving and that. Yeah, we get a good run of marlin down this coast every year, and that's sort of the main thing I like doing, is chasing marlin. It's a good team sport, gets everyone involved. You got someone on the rod, someone driving, someone tagging, someone leader, and it's always, everyone gets a job, and it's a good team, fun environment. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's all smiles and high fives when you get a few fish. It's good fun. Yeah, I built this boat for offshore work mainly. Yeah, mainly a game fishing boat. It's pretty much got everything it needs. I just got to fit the pie oven and the slimy tubes, and yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, a bit of a funny story how the boat come about. The old man was heading to work one morning on the road and a highway, and found the boat on the side of the road off its trailer, and yeah, pulled up and helped the guy put it on his trailer, and he sent me a photo of it on the deck, and I said, oh, get that bloke's number for me. And yeah, ended up buying it, ended up getting it for 24 grand. So yeah, it's pretty good price really, considering it had the Yami F200 on the back that had only done 43 hours at the time, which is bugger all in the big scheme of things. It is a 2013 model, but it's done no work, so we're going to certainly put that motor through a few thousand hours before we roll it over. Yeah, it was in pretty poor condition, obviously because it's been dragged on the road, so it wasn't the best of shape, the hull, and it was still seaworthy enough to sea trial it and test it all out, make sure everything worked. And yeah, we got it home and decided to roll it over straight away, and I fixed up the damage on the bottom and re-gel coated the bottom straight up, and then we rolled it back over and I rebuilt the inside then. The transom was a solid fiberglass transom, but it had a pod on it, so I buggered the pod off. I'm not a huge fan of pods. I just don't like what they do to the boats, particularly when it comes to porpoising and ride, turning and stuff. It can do all sorts of things. So we buggered that off, brought it back to the standard transom, 25-inch leg, so it's up a bit higher now, 5 inches up. And yeah, made that custom flat back section. That would by far be my most favourite part of the boat, the flat back transom. The rebuild was pretty extensive. It's taken 2 years since I took it off the water and put it back on, and then obviously all the other things that have come along the way, the bimini and clears and rocket launchers and all this stainless work, everything, all the fit out, that all just takes time. The main thing I wanted to do with the rebuild was to get it to a point where it was just really structurally strong. I put 2.5 44-gallon drums of resin back into it. I put a lot of glass, 450 chop and 600 double bias, just went everywhere. Every layup I did was very heavy and extensive, just to just to make sure that, you know, everything was really strong and not going to crack, and putting that weight back into the boat, because it's a thermalite rebuild, so yeah, wanted to get that weight back into the boat was a big thing for me. Yeah, the boat name's Brainwashed, just a bit of a play on words. My last name's Brain, obviously, and yeah, come up with that a few years ago for my 17 and on-sold it, and yeah, we've just kept the name. Everyone knows the name now. It's a 1982 600R, so yeah, one of the old school hulls. Really really nice hull, 22.5 degree dead rise at the back, and then yeah, sharp entry at the front. It's got a little bit different to the 19, same length, a little bit different to the 19R, and the top deck is a little bit higher, a little bit more freeboard, a bit bigger of a cabin, higher cabin, things like that. Just the things, all the things that I wanted in a boat, you know, are the basics of it, and then we had to customise the rest to suit, like the transom, the dash, the wave breaker, and yeah, basically build all the side pockets, yeah, the bait tank, everything to suit. Yeah, the only thing that's untouched in this boat is the hull. Basically the hull shape on the bottom that's it. Even the sides, like the top deck was modified, this windscreen all incorporated as part of it. We got the flat back transom, obviously none of that's original, so yeah, it's a lot more thought has gone into it than what they did back in the day, and I've just put a modern spin on it, taken those modern ideas that I like in boats and the aspects, and then put it back into this, and really really did exactly what I wanted. And yeah, if it meant another 3 months in the shed building something custom or making a mould, that's what I did. I just got on and did it. So I'm running all the Simrad gear. Simrad by far, you know, they're a superior product to most of the others, but if they're not equal to or better than, they're certainly more user friendly as far as I'm concerned. There's just touch screen, they're so easy, they've got the buttons on the side. I'm running two 12-inch screens, the NSS Evo 3S's, and I'm running the Simrad Autopilot and Simrad VHF. I've got a Garmin VHF there as well for a bit of redundancy, and then I'm running the SS175 high wide and the SS175 low, twin transducers down there through hull. That was sort of the best configuration I could come up with at the time. Yeah, it's a bit exy running two of those. Yeah, I think there's about $4.5 grand worth of transducers there, and each screen I think it's about $4.5 grand each as well. So it certainly starts adding up when you start throwing some electronics at it. But the amount of game fishing we do, what I do, it makes a huge difference to have the right gear in there. So that was a big part of it. Was when we were designing this dash, was to be able to accommodate for a big screen, our switches, and a nice screen over there as well. Thrown Lenco trim tabs on it and a custom switch panel, Haines switch panel. The seats, put relaxing seats in it. I think between the two seats and the mounts, I've put them on a pedestal, and this esky mount on the passenger side, there's probably something like over $2 grand worth of seating there. I'm a big believer in being comfortable out on the ocean. When you're doing those long days, it's really important to be able to sit down and relax. So yeah, I just went sort of all out there. The Stano work was done by a fella in Bairnsdale, Mick from All Marine Fabrication. He's a great bloke to deal with. He listened to exactly what I wanted and built it really identical to what I described for him, and he did an absolute amazing job. 32 mil, and just it's really come up a treat. The Bimini and Clears done by Len from South Coast Boat Covers. He did a great job. It's strata glass, the clear material, so it's sort of the best of the best. I didn't really want to skimp on that because I wanted to be dry and comfortable when we're out there fishing those long days, tuna days when it's a bit colder, or sortie days down south. And yeah, obviously a waterproof top there too makes a big difference. No water's going to come through. Twin bilge pumps, 200 gallon per hour pumps down there, and then twin bait tank pumps, one for the tubes, one for the bait tank, and then there's a pickup there for the deck wash as well. The wiring was done by Batemans Bay Parent Sale when they fitted all the Simrad gear for us. They did a great job down there. It's come up a treat. Absolutely love the wiring on this boat. It's really easy, simply laid out, everything's there, exactly what I wanted. We've got swingers, outrigger bases, by far the best outrigger base for a trailer boat you can get. They're just really simple to use. They're quick and effective. They jump up really quick when you need it. When you hook a fish and you want to get them up or one side up, it's just really effective, really easy. Yeah, about $1,000 bait board down there. They're pretty overpriced if you ask me, but yeah, I thought it'd have a bit more glass in it than what it does too, but anyway, you can always beef it up later. Yeah, we got one of those relaxing glove box there as well. It's handy. It's got a charger and that in there for your phone. Things I'd add to the boat, I've got to put a pie oven in yet. I've got that there to fit. Slimy tubes, I've got to fit those. I want to put a window in the bait tank, and I'd love a electric anchor winch as well one day, so we'll see how we go. We'll get there. Yeah, compared to the 17, it is a weapon of a boat. The space is just the biggest thing. We've just got so much more room to move. There's room for 2 seats, which is the key. The 17 you can fit 2 seats in, but you can't fit in between them quick enough, so this has got the width. And yeah, we just that deck space to be able to move around. 4 people can go game fishing for the day comfortably and all have their own space without sitting on top of each other all day. And ride wise, it's similar to the 17. I just think I'd probably go on a bit quicker in this because it's bigger and faster, and I'm probably going a bit quicker, covering a bit more ground a bit quicker, and it's probably handling it a bit better, I would say. It's just more weight. It's a heavier boat, so it's always going to be better. Fuel economy wise, we're getting 1.2 to 1.4 litres per nautical mile. If you open it right up, you can get it sucking about 75 litres an hour, which is, yeah, it's fair chewing it. But yeah, travelling around anything under 4,500 RPM, which is where you're going to be travelling in the ocean anyway. Most of the time when it's not dead flat like it is today, you're going to be, yeah, loving it. If I had to describe my boat in one word, oh look, it'd have to be tough. Sexy comes to mind, but tough, I think. That's what I was going for. I built this boat to be tough. Yeah, I wanted it to be super strong, heaps of glass, lots of weight, and just, yeah, basically just a bulletproof tank. Like, I just kept throwing glass at it. 2.5 44-gallon drums of resin. I just kept throwing glass at it until I ran out of glass, basically. Like, I just kept going with it. Yeah, so it took me, I had the boat off the water for 2 years to rebuild it. And the initial plan was 6 months. I thought I'd have it all wrapped up and done, and I was fucking dreaming. Yeah, no, it's a big job, especially when you start looking at customizing things like the dash and the transom and changing the configuration of things. When you start having to fair things out, you're just throwing so much more time and energy into things, and money too. It just starts costing you a lot of money. Yeah, ended up doing a full re-gel coat of the boat rather than the toothpack route. Yeah, it's just a lot harder wearing, and it was a hard decision because there's so much more work in it, but yeah, we got there in the end, and it's well worth it, I reckon. Yeah, so all up, she cost me, well, the original purchase price of the fella I bought it off was 24 grand, which was pretty good steal because it had a good trailer, it had a good motor. The boat was in okay condition, apart from obviously the damage on the hull from when it got dragged down the road. And then yeah, so we've got away there pretty good, and obviously kept this motor for it, so that's a huge saving there. Rebuild cost wise, so I'm talking thermalite, glass, resin, anything you can think of that's consumable, paintbrushes, rollers, sandpaper. Sandpaper's a big one. You use a lot of sandpaper and it's expensive stuff. Any of that, all the costs to rebuild it basically. Every bit of melamine board I bought, everything that was consumable, you're looking at, cost me $31,000 just for that. That's not including any labour. There's no labour costs in any of that. So when you think about it, it's yeah, you throw the labour on top and it's starting to add up, and then you get to the expensive end of things, which is the fit out. Fit out for me, I was just not going to skimp on this one. I just wanted to make this boat right once and for all, and not have to worry about things down the track because I didn't want to spend any money, you know what I mean? So all up, the fit out costs me $42,000, and that's including everything, even the new trailer that cost me a second-hand trailer at 8 grand, the Easy Tow. So yeah, it's certainly not cheap, but grand total about 97 grand, including the money I got from like selling the old trailer and selling a few bits and pieces off the boat, bit of materials that I didn't use and things. So I got some money back as well in that. So yeah, about 97 grand in total. But yeah, there's probably still some things I missed, and that doesn't include all the tools that I bought to do the job. So if you don't have the tools, you got to factor that in as well. Oh, my favourite parts of the boat would have to be that transom configuration with the bait tank and flat back. I love that, the bait board up there. It's just a real workable space when you're fishing. And me Simrad gear, I've got a real soft spot for it. It's really nice to have two 12-inch screens there and some good transducers. It reads well at speed while we're driving along, and it makes life so much easier when, even when you're just snapper fishing and that, just cruising along. Well, I mark a bit of bait, turn around, go back, have a look at that, and yeah, it's just definitely catches you more fish, like having the good quality gear, no doubt. If I could only change one thing, I'd probably go more horsepower. I cracked 40 knots here today, mucking around in this calm water, but the boat's pretty light. There's not a lot of gear in it. It's full of fuel, but not a lot of gear, not a lot of people. So yeah, I'd love to be able to do that 45, 50 knots. So yeah, probably the Yamaha F250 next maybe. We'll throw a couple thousand hours on this thing first and yeah, see how we go from there. Would I do it again? Oh, look, the honest truth is no fucking way. No chance. The only thing that I would do is maybe stringers, floor and transom in a boat that I really wanted, and let's say I've got a 233 formula for the right price and it needed those things, or you know, just a transom or whatever. Yeah, I'd do it then, but hell no would I go through this process again. The fairing nearly broke me. The old boy stepped in and he could see that I was really struggling to get through the fairing, and yeah, he come along, he jumped on board and yeah, really pushed me through that last bit and helped out a heap, and we smashed it out with two of us, and we'd be able to get a lot more work done. And yeah, I'm really appreciative for what he did there. And no, he ended up jumping up that front hatch and fed that in. I was just dreading that job, and he did such a good job up the bow there, and that he really killed it. And he's a panel beater spray painter by trade, so that was real handy for him to jump on board and help me out. Yeah, there's a saying, when you buy a boat, you'll never have so many friends, and yeah, it's true, they all come out of the woodworks when you got a boat, but I'll tell you what, the second you park it up and start grinding and throwing fiberglass dust everywhere, they all go running for the hills pretty quick. Yeah, so I had little to no experience with boat building when I started. Yeah, there was a lot of skeptical people out there, didn't think I'd be able to do it, that's for sure. Like, yeah, a lot of people sort of tried to warn me off it. I was a bit naive, thinking I'd be able to do it for a lot less time and a lot less money, but yeah, look, at the end of the day, I've got exactly what I want in a boat. I was able to take all the aspects from every boat that I've liked and put it into my boat and build it exactly how I want it, and build it strong. So yeah, I'm really happy with the final product. Yeah, I basically just taught myself everything. A lot of YouTube, a lot of sifting through material. It's one of them things, it is hard. Like, there's so much misinformation out there, but there's a lot of great information out there as well. And you find your own way and you learn your own lessons as you go. And there was certainly setbacks and bump steers that I got from people, and we made you know, fuck ups along the way, but you just got to hook back in, cut it out, start again, and away you go. And yeah, it might cost you a bit of money, but that's all part and parcel of the process of learning. There's a lot of people out there that just say, oh yeah, here's another YouTube boat builder, but the reason I did my YouTube channel and the reason I documented the series of the boat building was to show people that anyone can really have a crack. I'm not a tradie, I'm a boat driver, so I'm not really, you know, overly trade skilled or anything, so to be able to do something like this myself, it's a real achievement, and I really think that the majority of people, if you stick to it, you will get it done. It's more that mental game and the commitment, going at it day after day. Those days where you've just done 4 days work and you realise it looks like you've done absolutely nothing and you've got nowhere. Well, they're the days that you have to just put your bum down and go harder, and you'll get there in the end. Like, and when it's done, you sit back, and a day like today with the sun setting behind us, and you can really appreciate what you've achieved. The hardest part of the rebuild for me was definitely that that fairing, it really got me down. And yeah, I think I mentioned before, the old boy, he jumped in and helped us out. He saw that I was a bit stuck and jumped on board and really pushed me through that last bit and really helped me out. And I'm really appreciative for it, because he recognised when I was sort of getting over it. And you know, there's definitely times when I thought, you know, fuck this, I'm quitting, like it's just too much. I'm just gonna sell it and, you know, be done with it and go buy a new boat. But I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad we stuck it out and got the job done in the end. Yeah, the front hatch was a really good addition. I had to raise the hatch to level it out to fit the that $1,200 perspex or glass hatch that I bought online. It's fully sealed. You're never going to get water in there. So that whole compartment up there, the only way water's getting in is if it comes in from this side, which is what I wanted. I did not want water getting in there unless it comes in this way. So it's nice to know that you put all your stuff up there and it's all going to stay dry. Yeah, my biggest tip to anyone going to do a rebuild themselves is the only thing I'd say is to just maybe do a small boat first. Get a Haines 445 or get a 16R or something like that, that you can learn how to do the basics of fiberglassing. Understanding those fundamentals of the fiberglassing is what is going to really ground your knowledge, and then let you build a base on from that. Yeah, I think Berg's had plenty of fun throwing the boat around today, cutting across the wake of the Devil, and yeah, putting on a show. It's pretty good to watch him drive the boat. It's good to see the boat from a distance too, like on the water, and watch how it performs when you're not in it. It just looks so good from a different angle. Just being out on the water with my mates is the main thing. I think that's the biggest part of it. Your mental health's a huge part of the driving force of me going out and doing this sort of shit. It's all good and well, you know, working your whole life and, you know, banking that money, but what good is it to you when you're on the other side? So I reckon you got to enjoy these moments that life throws at you, and that's why I've done this, and that's why I sort of spend a lot of time on my hobbies, because I'm just a big believer in enjoying life.